Yo, what is up, Loafers? This is Nanobread, and welcome back to another video of Stardew Every Day. Another very happy luck day, so I'm gonna be heading down to the mines again. Pet the cat. Alright. I don't remember when I started this, but it looks like it's getting pretty close to being done. I don't know if it always looks like that, though. Man, I could really use some sprinklers, but I just haven't gotten around to making it. I don't even know if I can. Oh, I can. Okay. So, that means I'll have a sprinkler setup done by the fall. I don't really want to do anything with it right now. Man, today was a good day for me. I didn't have to go to work until 2 p.m. and I got off pretty early. It was only a 4-hour shift, meaning I didn't get to, work as many hours as I would like to. But it's nice to have a break every now and then. So, only worked till 6, and it was so weird. I actually had time to run, like, errands and stuff. I could go fill up my tank with gas. I can make dinner. It was just incredible the amount of time that I actually did have. And I mean, even me recording this video, usually I get home at, like, 10:30 on good days when I'm closing. But right now, that's when I'm recording. So, it's like a breath of fresh air recording this so early and doing everything else. Man, this tree is dangerously close to my crops and I can't exactly see too well because of it. But I don't want to waste energy and cut it down right now. I want to save as much energy as I can for the mines. Except now I just remembered I have a star drop that I saved, so I can quickly go cut down that tree, actually. But is it worth my time? That's the real question. I decided it is worth my time. I know that I can very easily see it since they kind of make it transparent. Alright, so we do have a topic for today. I'll put the comment up right now. And she basically is asking me what historical figure that I would like to meet. And in all honesty, I've really never thought about this question before. I know that, as an icebreaker, I feel like it's pretty common, but there's honestly no one that I could think of off the top of my head that I would be really interested in. Like, I saw this comment, coming into this recording, and this entire time, I still can't really think of one. Like, if I go with some of the founding fathers of America, then they would most likely want to not have an actual conversation with me just because I'm not white. So they might try to, enslave me or something. And then besides them, the only historical figures I can really think of are bad ones. Obviously there's people like Hitler and stuff. I don't think I'd want to talk to him. I don't think he'd want to talk to me. I know most people, they'd probably want to meet some civil rights activists like MLK, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, people like them. And don't get me wrong, they are really cool historical figures, but I kind of just don't really have too much interest in talking to them. While thinking of it, I did have a joke answer, but that low-key might be my actual answer. So when I was talking to my girlfriend about this, because I was kind of at a loss for what to think about, I brought up Hachiko, the dog that waited for his owner at the Tokyo station in Shibuya. For those of you that do not know, Hachiko and his owner, they were the best of friends, and they had a routine where the owner would go to his work by taking the train, and Hachiko, being the good dog that he is, he would wait at the station for his owner to come back, and then they would go home together. Now, one day there was an unfortunate accident at the owner's workplace, so he unfortunately lost his life. But Hachiko didn't know this, and in his view, all he saw was his owner didn't come back on the train like he normally does. And the part that makes Hachiko so famous is he waited at the station, I think pretty much for the rest of his life. Granted, there might have been people like taking care of him, but I feel like he didn't really have a true owner since his original owner died. I don't know if you would exactly classify him as a historical figure, but he does have a statue outside of, I believe in like the Shibuya Square. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's this picture of like a really busy intersection. It's like a four-way intersection, and the statue is pretty big. It's pretty cool and very noticeable, and I appreciate the homage that it pays to the loyalty of that dog. Again, it was kind of a half-serious answer, so if you guys have anyone in mind, please let me know. I want to know who I probably missed out on. I think like the historical figure part of that question is low-key throwing me off, just because I feel like there's probably people in the past that I would want to meet, but they aren't really influential in the grand scheme of things. Like, I think it would have been cool to meet the creator of basketball to see like his thought process when he actually came up with the idea. I think it'd be interesting to talk to someone like Wilt Chamberlain. Not only was he infamous in the NBA for having 100 points in a game, but no like recording of it, even though by that time they did have like video recordings of games. And then also another infamous part about him is that he had sex with a lot of women, and because of that he kind of just has a lot of kids that he doesn't know about. And one of my favorite theories is that Otto Porter Jr., who I don't know if he's currently in the league or not. I don't know if he signed to another team after his stint with Toronto, but he has a striking resemblance to Wilt Chamberlain. So it would be safe to say that he is one of his sons. But I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments. Am I like weird for not having any historical figures that I want to meet? Or at least off the top of my head, I can't really think of any that I would want to personally meet. Granted, again, if I'm forgetting someone like really obvious, like please call me out on that. I wanna be humbled. Man, speaking of being humbled, I have been playing Balatro lately, which I'm sure most of you have heard of. If you haven't, it's pretty much trying to play the best poker hands and continuously beating the ante that they set for you. And I've made it to the last ante, or I think it's the last ante, a few times, but I've never been able to actually win it. And for the longest time too, I wasn't even able to get past like maybe ante 4 out of 8. And I really don't know what it is with that game. Maybe it's my luck, maybe it's the strategies that I think I can use, but it just never works out. So it gets a little infuriating. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I don't know how I can do it better. And sometimes, and this might just be like me making excuses, it really does just feel like I had extremely bad luck in the cards that I was trying to pull. Like, most recently I did start looking at my deck more to see what would be like strategic discards, instead of being like, oh okay, I see that I have 4 clubs in my hand right now, it would be really easy to go get a flush if I just discarded everything else. But then in actuality, it turns out I only had like maybe 1 more club left in the deck or something. I've been trying to be a little more strategic about it, but even then I feel like the challenges the big blinds have set up for me, they're just too difficult for me to actually overcome. But I'm not gonna stop playing it. I'm gonna keep going, and hopefully eventually I'll actually be able to win at least 1 match. I've played, I believe, 5 rounds so far, or like 5 games total so far, and before hopping on to record this. I was playing it a bit, and when I was exiting, they told me, congratulations, you have lost 5 rounds, so you unlocked a Joker that lets you revive yourself, which is really infuriating, but really helpful at the same time. Ooh, 110, nice. The Steel, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but that's better than my Templar. Goodbye. No, throw away some slime. Really quickly before, I run back home and like end the episode, I don't know why, but Subnautica is like taking off again, and that's a game that I've personally been getting more interested in recently, just because I've had it for a while, and I never really had, I guess, a computer that was good enough to run it at the time, but now I do. I still haven't touched the game yet, but I'm looking forward to playing it. It's one of those games that, at least when I watched people play it, I really enjoyed it. I think when I watched it, it was Galm that was playing it. Shout out to you guys if you know his channel. But maybe because like Subnautica 2 just recently released a trailer or something. I haven't heard any news about it, but I think I saw someone posting something like that. So maybe that's why it's jumped up in popularity again. But I don't know, I'm excited to play it. Maybe I'll also record it for a series. And with that, we've come to the end of another video of Stardew Every Day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I wish you guys a good night, Loafers.